and welcome to the 1875 talk show. My name is Luke. Please, before we get into this, please like, share, and subscribe. We're on 200 subs. I really would like to make it past 210 before midweek. Now, I'm going to be changing how I'm doing the videos. I'm actually sat at half time watching the first half, and I'm going to do my first half review. Then I'm going to watch the rest of the second half, and then I'm going to do the second half review, add them together, put the video up, and let's see what happens. Right. Hull versus Birmingham. Hull come into the game on the back of a defeat away at Huddersfield, a win at home against Wigan, and then 4 consecutive losses against Luton, Swansea, Stoke and Sheffield United. Blues come to Hull from a great win against Bristol City, a loss to Borough, 2 draws to Sheffield and Coventry, and a win against the Baggies. 2 changes for the Blues, with Deeney coming back in and Bacuna playing at right back. Despite their form, Hull have won 4 home games. Despite all the losses that have occurred away, this is still going to be a very tough game. Early on, Hull with the very cheeky back heel with a quick shot just wide of Ruddy's post. Blues had a very slow start to the game than we did against Bristol, but again, this is a very different team that we're playing against now. Hull have obviously looked back at our previous game against Bristol and looked to try and stop those runs from Blues. But as soon as I typed that out, first corner came from Blues. Trusty with a great overlapping run. Nothing came of that, but Blues have been very sloppy with the passing. I think Collan, Chong, Hogan, they'd misplaced a couple of passes. Ball from Ruddy went straight to Chong. Chong with a great run, holds the ball up well, passes back to Bielik. Nothing happened. Shortly after, Trusty with an overlapping run again on Longello. That is something we wouldn't have seen 4 weeks ago, but I think his confidence is so high after the Bristol game. I think it's really given him the belief that he can do more things. Longello, poor ball from Longello, but Trusty gets the corner. Chong with the ball to the back post, and Bielik gets dragged down, and ref blows a whistle, penalty to Blues. 14th minute, Blues, Deeney puts the ball on the spot, fired it into the back of the net. Blues 1, Hull 0. That was a thundering penalty, not too far away from the keeper, but with the pace of that, I'm surprised it didn't go through the net. Confidence is going to be very key in this game. Hull have lost 6 out of 7 of their previous games. If Blues can be brave and get the second, I really think that could push the game away from Hull, and their confidence will crumble. Hannibal giving one of the Hull players a shove in the back because he wasn't happy with the tackle. I wasn't really sure what he was going to get out of that. He already had the foul, he already had the free kick, so he wasn't really getting anything. Ref spoke to both players, no cards shown. Chong slipped in Zhangzhen on the left, holds the ball up well, letting Blues players get in the box. Lovely bit of footwork from a Hull player, though, to get away from the very impending and approaching Deeney. Corner by Hull connects with a Hull head at the front post, and Ruddy was going to his left, dove to the right last second to deny Hull. Cracking save from Ruddy. Another Hull player inches away from it, closing in on the back post, but Blues finally managed to clear it. Hull win a free kick on the left wing, right by the byline from Maxim Collan. Collan earns his yellow for that foul. Ball came in, Ruddy tries to catch, spills, and a Hull player behind Trusty just kind of flicked it on a little bit, but Ruddy luckily managed to connect with it and hold it this time. Hogan collecting a lovely ball from Bacuna. I mean, the ball was beautiful. It wasn't even looking. He completely dissected the defence. Hogan pulled it back to Deeney, who was coming in, but the defender got there a little bit quicker. Hull working very hard to find an opening. Hull worked the ball really well up until our 18-yard box, but Blues just keep slamming the door in their face, pushing them all the way back. Blues are really just sitting in, waiting, kind of weathering the storm. It was good to see. Bielik earned a yellow card for attack on the halfway line. Deeney picked the pocket of one of the Hull players. Beautiful little, just absolutely picked the pocket. The guy didn't even know he was there. Passes to Hannibal. Great footwork just to keep the ball. Pass to Bacuna, who didn't want to be outdone by Hannibal. Some great silky footwork to get the shot off goal. Forces the keeper into a diving save for a corner. Hull managed to clear the corner and now absolutely breaking on Blues, and Trusty just slammed the door in their face. Blues were struggling to clear a little bit shortly after that, with Colin Dean and Bacuna trying. Eventually the ball landed to Deeney, who passed it to Chung, who passed it back to Deeney, who was then invites the foul and wins a free kick. Bacuna disposes the Hull defender, slips it past another defender and tries to cut it to the top left. Deeney was not happy with this. Really wasn't. Deeney was on the run. He was in the clear. I expected Bacuna to pass, but I think he just wanted the goal. Hull on the run down the right hand side. Great curling tackle from Harley Dean to clear out the danger. I thought Bakuna at right back really would have kind of pushed him out the game a little bit, but he's obviously proved me wrong. There's still a lot of danger signs from Hull during the first half. They can't seem to penetrate our black line. Last season, like if we'd have had this under last season, we were 1-0 up against Hull last season, and we were put under any kind of pressure, I would be shitting myself that we'd concede one or two more goals. But this looks like a much more resilient Birmingham City side. Hull still showing a danger. Shot from long range, not really worrying John Ruddy. Jacob Reeves earned a foul for a quite bad tackle, I believe it was on Hannibal. Tempers on the Hull bench started flaring, really not sure what they were moaning about, but they were moaning. And it was coming up to the end of the first half. Hull were really trying to even the scoreline. Corner pulled in, shot deflected from the Hull corner. Ref talking to the players again about pushing and shoving. I think he's really made a rod for his back, given that early penalty. Corner's tack is short, gets past Hannibal, but then falls flat on his face before even reaching Colin. Colin just gives him time to clear the ball. First half ends 1-0 Blues. In the first half, really, Blues have only had 31 possession, and Hull having a 69%. Nice. Nice. Hull have had 4 corners, with 2 coming in the dying seconds of the match. In the first half, sorry. Blues have had 2, the last one being the one that gave us the penalty. The penalty really did change the dynamic of the game. I think it kind of shell-shocked Hull a little bit. I still think the ref has made a rod for his own back when it comes down to it now. Several times he stopped the play just to give the players a bit of a talk to by pushing and shoving. You can see the Hull players are trying to win their own penalty the same way, but luckily none of the Blues defenders have given them the chance. I still think Blues are deserving of the lead. We've worked hard in defence and in midfield. Hull are giving us a very different challenge than Bristol. I think if we could get the second, it would kill Hull spirit, and we'd really open up the game. Hull probably going to come out blazing in the second half, which has just about started, so we need to learn what we do. We just need to keep a tight formation and keep doing what we're doing. Again, in another game to say, it's difficult to say who my player of the half would be. I want to say Trusty again, very solid, very dependable, but I'm actually going to go with Bakuna. His footwork's been outstanding, and his defensive work has been on point so far in the first half. So right now I'm going to sit down and watch the second half, and I will be back shortly after the final whistle with my final match review. Okay, guys, I will see you in a moment. Well, here is my second half review. And as you can see, it has ended Birmingham City 2, Hull City 0. This is the first time we've won at this stadium since, I believe, the Alex McLeish area, 2009. What can I say? I'm outstanding. Second half ball kick off very early in the second half. Bakuna was slashed down. Hannibal with the free kick. There's Hannibal speaking the devil, making probably a TikTok or Instagram video. Hannibal long ball into the Hull area. D the target. Hull keeper collects ball. For a couple of seconds later, ball from Chong over to Bakuna in a shit ton of space. It was a 40-50 yard diagonal pass. First touch control was beautiful. Takes a long shot. I wasn't expecting anything. Boom, beats the keeper. Crowd goes batshit. I nearly swallowed a cigarette. 2-0 to Blues. Blues fans just burst into the Bakuna chant. Very happy away day for the travelling fans. Look at them, lucky bastards. I couldn't actually get a ticket, that's why I didn't go. Arseholes. Hull, honestly, as soon as that second goal went in, Hull looked like a beaten side. Heads completely dropped. Dean, great tackle. Bakuna in our corner, very quick feet, draws a yellow card. Several Hull players were getting ready on the sidelines to come on. Blues were very much in charge of the game at this point. All of the noise was coming from the Blues fans. Hull fans were dead silent. We were just crossing the ball in for fun. Chong, Hannibal, and Bakuna were just passing the ball between each other for a lot. It's like they were playing with their mates. This wasn't a serious championship football match. They were playing with their mates. Bielik was snap half volley inside the box. So bloody close. Actually, it was so close it actually dinked off the upright. 55th minute, Hull City substituted their captain, Jacob Greaves, off for Williams. Hull moved to a back four formation. Chong, Hannibal, Bakuna breaking out on the right hand side. Pass unfortunately broke for Hull, who broke towards a counter attack. Again, our defence was solid, stopped Hull's attack in its tracks. Trusty, the roaming left back. It comes up and over Chong, crosses the ball in for Hogan. A Hull defender kicks it out for a corner. Hannibal standing over the ball. He kicks it, Hull clear it, but only to Longello. Several great passes later, Trusty comes crossing it back in. Deeney, great Dean, great first touch. Just tries to move the ball to his left foot, and he just slips over. It was unfortunate. Hull looked completely just shocked at what had happened, what was going on. Trusty now moving forward more and more. Hull, actually, while I'm just going to get the table up so we can see the table. Hull looked almost like they didn't want to make a tackle. They didn't want to track. They didn't want to do anything. Sorry about that. Hull have had to play the ball out to one of their lads. I think Cynic was on the deck. Stoppage really pissed a lot of the Blues players off because he didn't look injured, but the smile on his face as he came off, though, he looked happy to come off. Cynic off for Jarvis. Eustace was urging his players to close down the Hull players, but Hull were offside. Like, if we'd have gone back 12 months ago, we were 2-0 up, I'd be shitting myself that we were going to lose 3-2, which I think actually did happen a few times last season. We actually were 2-0 up and we lost 3-2. But I'm sitting here, right, like watching this, God forbid, I was thinking 3-4. Blues were forcing Hull to make errors, and they were just silly errors. Like, they were booting the ball out when our lads were just running towards them. They were forcing in passes that were just hilarious. Hannibal tracking down Williams received a yellow card 10 minutes after coming on, so Hannibal won a free kick there. Bakuna with a free kick aiming for Dean, beat it with a lovely back heel, Trusty to keep the ball alive, Trusty with the corner. Hannibal, short corner to Chong, back to Hannibal, crossed it into the back stick, Hull defender out for another corner. Chong crosses it into the front stick, forces Hull to concede another corner. Chong standing over it, crosses to the back stick. Hogan knocks it down. Deeney kept it alive. Bakuna tried to open his bag of tricks, but unfortunately, got it for a Hull throw-in. Hull just couldn't get into the game. It's like they didn't want to tackle anyone. They looked completely shell-shocked. They looked empty. Half the players were just, I reckon they were just wanted to come off. The Hull defence just didn't want to be on the pitch. They look like they shit themselves when they see Bakuna, Chong and Hannibal running at them. Bakuna with a foul on the right-hand side. Then seconds later, Bakuna shoved to the ground and earns a free kick from Jarvis. Bakuna showed a yellow, I think, for the first one. Hull are reminding me more and more every minute of watching it of the Karanka era of Blues. And by that, like, the shoulders were down, the heads were down. Hull corner went completely over everyone. Piss poor header from a Hull defender. Goes straight to Chong. Chong, with only the keeper to beat, gets around the keeper. Keeper brings him down, penalty to Blues. And I was just sitting there like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Deeney standing over the ball, blazes it straight over the bar. And I think that ball is yet to land. It looked to completely cleared the stands from what I was looking at. Kind of wish they'd have made the change, let someone else take it. But Deeney looks like to have tried the same thing again, but unfortunately completely mistimed his kick and got his foot under the ball. That's not to take anything away from Deeney. I think he played well during this match. Hull were really trying to galvanise themselves, but Deeney brought down by a retreating Jones. 77th minute, triple sub for Blues. Chong off for Bellingham, Deeney off for Dukey, and Bakuna off for Jordan Graham. Shortly after Hull were on the break, and a great retreating tackle from Hannibal. The guy could not beat Hannibal for pace, and it was just a beautiful tackle to see. Hull throw in. That was really the first. Like, the Blues got overloaded a bit on the right hand side. It was 2 versus 1 against Graham, shitload of space, but they just couldn't make anything of it. 81st minute, Hull made more changes. A familiar face to Blues fans came on in Ryan Woods for Jean-Michael Siri, Pelkas off for Siemens, and Turfan off for Longman. Woods' was first play of the game was a Hull corner, which was cleared by Trusty. Every single time Woods got a foot on the ball, was a bit of a burble of boos from the Blues fans. Not really sure why. I don't think he was bad for us. There was a couple of games I think he just didn't play very well. I know he's had a bit of a tough time getting on to the pitch for Hull. After this performance, I bet he wishes started Blues now. 85th minute, Hannibal come off for George Hall. 86th minute, the Hull fans were just piling out the stadium. The stands opposite to where the camera was were just empty. Blues fans in the corner were going batshit. Again, in this half, Hull have seen a shitload of possession, but again, it's mostly side to side. 7 minutes of extra time were shown. Not sure out of whose arsehole the fourth official pulled that one out of. 93rd minute, sub for Blues, Biedekoff for Jordan James, and obviously the game ended 2-0 to Birmingham City, which moves Blues up into a very lovely to see 12th place, and we are only 3 points off playoffs, which again, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just saying. Well. What can I say except bloody hell? Look at the changes Eustace and his staff have made to the Blues. We're a team which actually we look solid at the back. We look solid in midfield. I mean, at the start of the season, everyone had slated us to go down, and now we look like a side that could easily be pushing mid-table, above mid-table. Um, what can I say? My man of the match, bloody hell. Again, I think Trusty's up in there. To be honest, I think Bielik is a decent shout at being up there. Hannibal as well, decent shout at it. But I'm going to have to go for Bakuna again. The one thing I will say, his footwork was great. His pace, he's passion to get on the ball, his play, his defensive work was outstanding as well, which it was great to see. The one thing I will say, since the penalty, we kind of lost steam a little bit. I don't know whether we were disheartened by it or whatever, but we seem to have lost a little bit of steam. And it's kind of upsetting to see because I would have liked a third, but saying that, I'm not going to be greedy. I think Blues were well worth the points, and I think we deserved the points. I am looking forward to midweek's match, which I believe is against Burnley. I think it's a Wednesday match against Burnley. Let me just double check. Yep, we're Birmingham home. 7:45 kick-off against Burnley. I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Honestly, this is a different side to what I expected to see. I think Blues have come out of that rocky period we were having, and we've come out guns blazing. I know there's a lot of background rumours about Bielik going back in January to Derby. I think that would be awful, and I don't think he's going to be very happy with it. One thing I would like to quickly show that I realised the game was delayed at the start of the match, and this is actually a picture my friend sent me. They're actually cutting the goalpost down to size. This happened at Wigan as well, I believe. Just interesting. But anyway, it ends 2-0 to Blues. Blues come home with 3 points. Great weekend for the travelling fans. And I hope to see you all midweek in Wednesday for the next game. Please like, share, subscribe, show the family. Keep right on, everyone. I'll see you all in the next one. Night, everyone.